and she looked a little bit like my grandmother on my father's side. And I was like, do I make a move?
Do I?
Do I make a move? I mean, you should see her. She was, I mean, in terms of octogenarians, just, I mean, a real piece of a word we can't say because of the thing that we're trying to do, because we don't have real ads, okay? You understand? Do you understand? There's no real ads. I'm so hot right now. It is 100 degrees. I'm sweating. Cliff Beach music. This is another episode of Unnecessary Talk with Brian Sturges, and I am that Brian Sturges. How's that correct? I'm that Brian Sturges. Mr. Brian Sturges. That's at Cliff.
Wait. You can't move because you hit your mic and it crackles like crazy. Which I did remove from last episode.
You ever get in so much of a rage that you feel nothing, not even the numbness? But that episode 2 weeks ago, chaps, my old man swingers.
Yeah, and they swing.
Why did you not say, Brian, this sounds like a dookie shoot?
Well, there
what
was no other.
Shall we do? You
it?
said, I'm sick of this fat, bald, middling failure giving me notes. He's going to get the audio, then I will give him. He will get my audio, and he will not like it. But the secret is, Tim, I am directly speaking to you. Tim,
I'm speaking to you too.
Look at me. Look at me when I scone you. Scold you. Scone?
Reprimand.
When I reprimand you, you're still not looking at me. You want to know what? 90-day probation, 120-day probation.
Oh, it keeps going up.
Have you also noticed that every week Cliff moves himself in and in until at some point it's like, now look at that. I had to buy makeup for the second time in 25 years. Because on occasion while filming stuff, I get blemishes and whatnot, right? Now, so I went to Macy's with my girlfriend in 2002, and I bought a bottle of Clinique.
Those were the days.
In which I apparently makeup expires, but I had it for for over 20 years, and then I had an ingrown situation, and then I did some thing, surgery, and then there's the thing. So then I went to Target because I'm like. I didn't know that Target, like back in the day, I wouldn't have gone to Macy's. I just thought, because that's where my mother bought makeup, is where one would buy makeup. I didn't know you could go buy it on the cheap. So none of the makeup is on there. But I just want to let you know that men feel comfortable to wear cover-up because you can see it, and it's okay. Okay? It doesn't mean you're S and a D. It doesn't mean you're not S and a D. I mean, it makes you more close to S-ing a D than not S-ing a D. But we all do it. We've all come very, very close. I once had, you might remember when I became friends with an older gay gentleman at Berkeley? This might have been before your time because it was my freshman year. But I made friends with, and he was, I guess I didn't get the... because I was at an age there where I was like, I'd have a gay friend, I don't care. But then I was still naive enough to be like, oh, he wants to test my D, or have his DS, or HDMI.
Y2K.
NAACP, L. Oh shit.
LSU.
LTQIA plus. No. LGBTQLIA plus. That's right. I'm modern. So Cliff Beach, I love that you're wearing no sleeves. And I got to tell you, that's the way to go because it is super hot in Los Angeles. How is it over there?
It is hot. Well, not as hot as it was thinking, but hot nonetheless. And I have to close all windows and fans to do this taping. To be also scolded. Thanks.
When I do this, it makes me look fat as hell.
Hold on, I might have a sleeveless shirt.
Oh, okay.
I just cut the sleeves off of this before coming.
Is it does it go hoodie?
I was called a cub this weekend. I thought I was a bear, but apparently
I would consider
I'm
you
still
a
a
bear.
cub.
Then that's a gigantic bear.
You mean cub?
Yeah, that's an adolescent at best.
Yeah, baby.
Now we're
How we're
ready to
doing it.
do some crimes or whatever.
Go to unnecessarysleeves.com/UNT for a 5% off coupon code.
You don't need
Gentlemen,
it.
So Cliff, I actually, as the audience will know, I don't often tell people what we're going to talk about, so Cliff has no idea. But Cliff, I actually wanted to talk about your book and talk about the process of completing and writing a book. I totally remember the name. It's called Side Hustle and Flow. Wasn't not Lawrence Welk? Who was the guy? Who was the hustle?
Bubbles.
So I hope someone just clicks right into this image. Cliff Beach, tell me about your book. You're on press right now. Rapid fire with Chris Hansen. Why did you bring a pizza? Okay, so tell me what's up with the book, man? What's the sell me this. Sell me your book, dude.
Well, we're currently in the full court press of PR right now for the book.
Not basketball. Tell us about your book, Cliff.
Both in UK and in the US. Right now, we're just, oh gosh, yes, I just got my first full book review from Midwest Book Review coming out in July, but I have the prequel to that.
Did I say we can't read? We have no idea because we live in the Midwest. We really enjoyed the cover and we touched ourselves to the picture of the author.
Right. No, it's quite positive, and yeah, I think it'll be helpful to go out to schools, libraries, etc. Places that buy books, bookstores, so that they can know about the book ahead of time. But essentially, it's just kind of half memoir, half self-help, and helps people to figure out how to live the best lives, to create their own podcasts or companies such as you or Tim here, or to do, archery or whatever. Everybody should have something.
I thought Tim's wife was coming on to do some murdering. He's like, I have a particular set of skills. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to tell you I read it. I mean, it's going to be great. And then I'm buying a hard copy on Amazon. I'm waiting for it to come out, and I want you to sign it.
Oh.
Yeah. Just initials. My ex.
CP3. So, how long did it take you? Because it's been like 2 years, right? I mean, it's a book. It takes forever.
Yeah, 2 years, the whole process from start to finish. But the writing the first draft took about 3 months. That was like my goal. Then the editing took forever, and it's gone through probably 8 rounds of edits to get to now the final proof. And then obviously edits for graphics and other stuff at the end. But it's a process for sure. And not everybody will write a book, because just like making a movie or anything else, you'll get tired of the process at some point. The editing is much harder than the actual creation.
Well, because I wanted to share something with you, but I wanted to give you full disclosure. During this break, I had Tim Hall, you know how I get ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I outlined a comedy book talking about how to survive in entertainment. So it is a comedic book about the realities of still surviving in LA, the terrible gigs, the getting paid in fish sticks. For example, I have obviously the yes but then I have no, go fuck yourself. This is the next chapter, because
I know that one.
Learning to say no. So I've been working on it, and I guess because you have done this already, I also wanted to establish it now before you're like, so I write a book? This obviously what you're writing is real. I'm going to do some comedy thing that will get 7 views, right? So again, but I did want to acknowledge that when we spoke last time, I was like, that seems like I should really I'm looking for the next thing to do, because I don't like people. So what can I do in the privacy?
Solitary.
But
yeah.
I'm going to be like that guy who goes to like a Motel 8 in Reno, and just writes. But I wanted to I wanted to talk about this like the Lou Rawls story and how he's giving me advice on his underwear, right? And the Ted Levine Pawn Star story, and I had dinner with Charo. So I have all these like, there's no Brad Pitts. You're not going to hear a story about George Clooney. But if you remember Shanana, we got some stories.
Wow.
But so obviously I haven't read your book, so I just wanted to say my stuff now, just in case when I read your book, you're like, this Emma, because clearly first to market is doing so. Anything I do, I'm following you. So I'm going to admit that out of the gate that your completion of your goal has inspired me to reopen a thing, and probably never ever do it. So I just wanted to thank you for that. So I guess we'll move along to comedy, but like your process, you said, I'm yelling, I hear it. Did you write out, obviously you outlined it, but did you work in terms of, you knew the chapters you wanted to do, right? Give me something here. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I took a course from Scribe Media. Anyone can take it for free. And they have templates of how to outline. So in the whole weekend of starting the book, I had a full outline of every chapter, different bullet points. So then I was just plugging in information into the draft based on that. And that's very helpful. So you want to fully outline at least the skeleton of everything that you want to do.
I did that. I just started dumping
for sure
stories like your friends are garbage. That's one of the,
Yeah.
So it's like, poor people deserve it. Things like that. Only because, like, I mean, not if you're working hard, but if you're not working hard, then I don't feel bad for you.
Exactly. Everyone's
some people would rather spend their time with paper clips and staples than make a 4-time multiple. This does remind me of the time where was I? I was at Guitar Center, whatever. Remember the guy was bragging on how he got a raise and he was talking about it, and then at the end he was like, "Well, the state actually raised the minimum wage." So he was bragging this whole time that he is now making minimum wage, and all I could think was, you understand that a group of people said, the money you're making now isn't enough to survive. And we as a culture feel bad for you, and we're going to raise it up. He's like, I got a raise, baby.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Often these gentlemen don't have sleeves. Now, Cliff's a musician, so he can be sleeveless, and he has tattoo sleeves. But, if you're the manager of a guitar store, I need at least a T-shirt. I don't like, you know what? I'll tell you something else I don't like, which is a Southern thing.
Oh, sweet tea?
Waitresses who wear tank tops, and then they're reaching over my food. And I know this is my own crazy thing, but all I envision are like millions of armpit molecules floating down onto my Diet Mr. Pibb and my Sloppy John, which is which is also what I call my brother, but it happens to be a
Papa John.
Papa John's is no longer legally allowed to sell pizza, so it's Padre Jose's. Whatever that, they have all the same food in different shapes. What are those? I just had what did I just have for the first time? It was, I went to a place called Taco Bell, which apparently, when they ran the numbers, is the healthiest fast food joint. When you run it,
really,
Taco Bell's the healthiest by far.
That's crazy.
Well, you're not eating fries and stuff.
That's true.
You don't have that big meat, and they don't give you a lot of meat.
No, they don't. And you got the lettuce and
legume beef.
Yeah, I do get quite a bit of legume beef at Taco Bell. Yeah. I'm like, you guys got the broccoli and legumes, the Mr. Peanuts. So you wrote it out. Yeah, well, that's great, man. That's a lot of work. Congratulations.
Thank you. But you should do your book.
The link will be below for pre-sale and for order will be down here.
Writing it yourself is definitely cheaper than having Ghostwriter. Ghostwriter is super expensive.
Did you
plus
actually look into
I'm
it?
definitely afraid of aspirations, like as we talked about that. I mean, I remember once I was hanging out with Bill Cosby, and he's like, "I'm your ghost dad," and I was like, "You're not
Oh,
my
yeah, I
real
remember that.
dad." And he was like, "Take this pill, eat some Jello," and I said, "This seems like this joke will be funny in 20 years." But
And here we are.
Ted Levine, remember the time Ted Levine looked at me and assumed that I was on? He said to me, because I went. A succinct story is, I was. It was when I was doing real estate in Beverly Hills before I realized that they're all poor too. Fun little fact.
It's all
I was wearing.
appearances.
I would wear most of them, surprisingly, white shirt and a tie, but I wear jeans and a boot. You know, it's like a cool but tie. And then, but if I'm going in to negotiate a guitar purchase at a pawn shop in Hollywood, I'm not going to wear a suit and tie. I'm going to take it all off, and I just had one of my T-shirts. So I went in there. I'm playing the guitar, and I hear a man's put the lotion in the basket. Whatever. But I can't do it. Come on, Tim. I'll do it.
Now that I'm on the spotlight.
Yeah, it's hard. Put the lotion.
wait. What's you, big fat person?
See what? So I was like, he sounds familiar. Ted Levine. So I'm in the parking lot, and he comes out, and I said, "I'm gonna be that guy. I'm sorry." I was like, "I'm not asking for you to help me. I just want to know what is the secret to getting representation, because no one tells you. It just seems to be, what's the general rule?" And then while he is giving me advice about snake in the grass, they see you, this and that, I'm reconstructing my outfit. So then I put a white button-down shirt. He's talking to me. Boom. I put the tie, and he stops. He's like, "Do you have a job interview?" So he assumed by meeting me for 2 minutes that I was unemployable, and assumed that I was on my way not to a job but onto a job interview, in which I told him that I do real estate in Beverly Hills, but I take it off to save money. And then he completely switched and became like a normal guy. And then he sat there and talked, because it was like, that's all. Like, he appreciated the fact of, I'm not going in there. He's like, that's awesome. That makes sense. And then he gave me advice. So thank you, Ted. He also had a broken tail light, which is illegal.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that Ted Levine breaks laws, but he knew it was broken.
Yeah.
He knew. But so I want to take these stories of meeting like Jimmy Kimmel security guard and just putting it together. But how to survive. Basically, the theme of the book is how to survive without making it.
Oh,
right?
that's a good
How
twist.
to continue to do it for love and passion in a business in which, I want you to go ahead and look at the view count right now.
It's right down there.
Not good. So thank you.
Without making it, I like it.
That is good, actually. I would like to invest.
I still think we should do the business where you only buy one shoe for the Unipeds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I see a pair of discount. I go to Nordstrom's rack, right? I see a nice pair of hookahs. Right? I buy those. I buy them for, I'd say $100, but then I separate them and sell each one for $60. Right?
You're coming out
Right?
20 ahead. Yeah, I like
That's what I'm
it.
saying. So is there a business where you sell only the right?
Maybe somebody just needs to replace a shoe.
I would also like to thank Cliff, because Cliff has heard me say the words, "You're an idiot if you get your MBA." All of that for the last thing. Cliff, who knows more about business than anybody, has his MBA. But I'm talking about now. You know what I mean? Like, you understand? Like, as an old man, it makes no sense. But he got it, and it has paid off for you because he.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, it was like past the main point. If you had NBA like the 80s, you were golden. Like, you could go anywhere in Wall Street, you could
Coked up. Big hair. That thing where the women would take, they'd curl in the front and cut it.
Yeah.
Croissant.
Oh, I've been with y'all all day. Don't worry.
Is that?
Alibi. Witness. Y'all look real.
I don't know. I did see you had a whole trunk full of catalytic converters.
Oh, that's true.
It's an epidemic.
Precious metals.
But so I just wanted to put that out there. It's a comedy book about how to survive entertainment in a major city without actually being successful. So, but I do want to give a big shout out and thank you, because it was, when you're like, I don't know what to do next, but I don't like I needed something that I could just do on the side that is comedy writing.
Mm-hmm.
I could write it. So this was exciting. So,
And it's a
I'll
good
probably
take.
never do it.
You should do it because I think it's a good take because there's always going to be ones like How to Survive and they're being earnest. You come in through the side hatch. Bada bing.
Buy a casting couch.
Yeah, yeah.
Say you're a producer. They'll always start with foot stuff.
Buy a casting.
But then, you start break. You give them a little bit of this. You give them a little bit of this. Next thing you know, they get a little gaunt. They come in. They're like,
Tucks clean up.
another $35. Look at the sickness of Tim Hall laughing at that. These are people. These are sons and daughters.
Yeah.
You're not even to the casting couch. You're casting floor.
Yeah, this casting brush.
Yeah.
It's actually a
The
casting
Berber.
futon, and it's located within. Do you remember that I used to have a Ford Explorer, Black Betty,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and I took what was an old futon mattress that fit perfectly in the back, so on gigs and traveling, it would fold out, right? So if I needed to put the back seat up, because it's a curvable mattress, the back would just fold into that back area of an SUV. And you put the seat down and boom. So for gigs and driving around, and
Other things.
wife of mine, if for some reason you're listening to this, you're going to want to move along. But the
Hit that 30
ladies on
seconds.
Yeah. It's almost like I'm a sad, bald old man with no sleeves reminiscing about the time I had intercourse with drunken, age-appropriate women who had tattoos, piercings. Listen, I've definitely been with some savages. Let's just be honest. I mean, like if you have your C pierced, like you're a savage, right? We could all agree that if you went to a local tattoo parlor, said, "Do me a favor, I want you to." Yeah. I think this is the reason why I don't know how many holes women have,
Good.
because they are. It's
3 holes full.
I'd also like to apologize to our newest member of the
Oh yeah.
of the team, because we had the Zoom thing this morning, and she's like, I started watching your things, and I was like, I am so sorry, like, because I didn't tell her she needed to watch them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she took it under her own volition.
Yeah.
And
Penance.
so I appreciate it. But the other thing, the Lou Rawls story, is when, long story short, is he married. Okay, even shorter story. Lou Rawls is on a flight. He meets a stewardess. He bangs the stewardess. He marries the stewardess.
Oh.
And I'm at the show, and she's like a hot Lebanese woman, because I guess Rick, they all know each other. The airline, he also likes airlines, but for a different reason.
Oh no.
He celebrates aviation kind of like mid-September, but we don't need to talk about that. But kind of like not the first 10 days. Irregardless, which is now a word.
It is.
His daughters were there. You know what? I don't want to talk to. There was an imbroglio, a brouhaha, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And so, much like the opposite Ted Levine story, Lou Rawls is talking to me, and he's undressed. He's like, I can't, and he's confiding in me because I'm the only one in the dressing room about what's going on. Eventually, he strips down. He's in his tidy whities. So you have to imagine me making direct eye contact with Lou Rawls as he's standing there being like, can you believe he's like going off, but he's in his tidy whities. And I'm like, what is happening? You'll never find another job, because that was fun.
Tobacco, bro.
The bag of rub. A good time. I also had dinner with Charo in Las Vegas. And if you know who you know what? If you know who Charo is, comment below. Coochie coochie coo.
Hey, Charo is a world-renowned guitarist.
Yeah. Guitar player. Yeah. for
Phenomenal.
sure.
That's what I was doing. I was working at the place, and we were booking her at the places. I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but she studied with Segovia personally.
That's crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Get your guitar.
Who else is there? Bowser from Shot on their stories. But who else? There's Nell Carter. Well, the Laura. Robert Palmer.
Oh,
I had that joke in there.
Oh yeah.
When we wrote a letter to Robert Palmer on Friday, sending it to him to convince him to be represented by us, and then he died over the weekend. So all I could think about comedically is that like on Monday, there's a letter we'd like to remember. He's like, But I have crazy stories, but I really wanted to do it like the way comedians write a book, like Norman. Like if I just write, if I write the way that I speak in an earnest way about the actual business, it'll be great.
It'll be long.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have a lot of material. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you got a lot of rounds.
Verbose.
Tiny Tim's TikToks.
What's my disability? I'm morbidly obese. And I have chronic fatigue syndrome.
Hold on. What?
I love how they mix the words obese and beast together. It's obese. That's perfect.
That's a specimen.
Hazy Fox, Saturdays at 2 p.m. Oh, by the way, Tim Hall,
Yes.
in that POS video in which you had the testicular gravitas to release without telling me,
Uh-huh.
you used the same song from the week before.
I did?
Yeah, for the Hazy Fox.
I use it again this week, too. I'm kidding.
Are you
I'm going through the ones because some of them have
copyright?
stuff I know will get flagged. Like a whole bunch of them. Like we've been spending most of our life living in a gangster's paradise is on one of them. It's like all over. So I'm like, okay. So I have to jump around.
We're doing our best.
That's also a song.
Jump around, yeah.
Ooh, yes. But crisscross. And it makes an Edward want to jump.
Yes.
I think one died, right?
And Edward would want to jump. Did they? Chris or which was it? Was it Chris or was it?
But they're so young.
No, I think one had leukemia.
Oh, jeez.
And he stopped jumping
Oh
around.
my God. There's nothing funny about leukemia. There's just something funny about the unexpected use of the word.
Google it, Tim. I'm pretty sure cross.
And what happened to the guy? Remember there was also the
Kid and Play?
Kid and Play. Thank you.
Yeah, he got very old. The light skinned one didn't age as well.
Well, of course not. Black don't crack, but light skinned is. Comment below what the saying should be. Light skinned is.
My ninja. All right.
Chris Kelly, 2013.
Yeah, he did.
Pronounced dead. Campus. 34. Kelly
No,
home.
Drug use.
Kelly had been brought home to recover from drug use. He had done several times.
Oh.
Referred
Did
to.
Did he not have cancer though before that?
No mention of
So was it drugs?
yeah.
Oh, that's a cancer on society. I remember him being bald and them doing a benefit though. Look it up. Just
How
that
was
guy
left
cancer.
eye?
She's dead.
What about Aaliyah?
Dead. But
John
side eye is
John
alive.
Denver?
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
What about
He will
Stevie
not
Ray?
let-
No.
What
He
about
won't light
Stevie
up
Ray
my
Vaughan?
senses. Oh,
Oh no.
oh yeah. Too much pride, too much joy.
Alopecia. Suffered from alopecia.
That's what killed Chris Cross?
No, that's people thought he had cancer.
Oh damn it! It was
Suffering,
alopecia,
He was
just like
suffering from-
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, watch.
No, I heard they were getting divorced. Was that just a rumor? I heard that.
Oh, finally. She did not back him up after that slap heard around the world. Chris Rock is gonna have a special. I'm waiting for the slap.
Yeah, but that's why Chris Rock is taking this all the way to the bank. Because he refused interviews. He's like, I'm only doing one, and it's going to be for like 20 million.
Yeah.
Did
Outside.
you guys hear about Walmart brand Juneteenth ice cream?
Oh, that's
No,
it up.
that sounds
very-
delicious.
So
That
Walmart
sounds
is
good.
like, come to celebrate diversity. And then
chocolate and vanilla ice cream together.
it would come with a little pig beating an innocent person. It was kind of like those Louisiana cakes. The pig
Well,
was.
I found lots of articles on them apologizing for selling Juneteenth ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should not try to capitalize on. Oh my God, the music and peace signs.
Oh, you'd buy it. But you know what I thought
delicious.
of? Because it was only out for like a week. The people who got it, those are almost like collectible items,
I'll bet.
right?
Oh, you know they ate it right away. Juneteenth is it melts. You gotta get it. You gotta.
I would have tried it. Of course. Have you tried Hall and Oates? That's also a good flavor.
Yeah.
Hall and Oates.
I can't go for that.
No, yeah, but no can do. All right, what is this?
This kid's
You
got
ain't getting none of my
Juneteenth.
fucking crawfish. Do I care? Bitch, no.
Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
That's the son I want. That'll be like, some woman's giving him grief, and you're like, I don't have time for that. I saw a TikTok video where this African American gentleman was walking up to youthful white teenagers and be like, act black. And of course, most people were like, no, thank you.
Yeah, please.
But then there were the ones that said, you got it.
I've got this on lock. Yeah.
Oh, okay, play it. This was for Cliff. We changed the music, but this was, I thought, incredible. Because it was James Brown, but then we can't play the James Brown music. So right now you're hearing a Cliff Beach song.
Yeah.
Can we do
You
that?
could definitely. Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, perfect.
That was great. Wasn't that great? I just thought
That was great.
That's all. Not the most, not comedic, but talent should be appreciated.
Yeah, recognize. Yeah.
Oh, that was good. That's what TikTok's for.
Oh, and I have a song for us to do. I want to do a single. I'm going to do like the Mark Ronson with the talented person. I'm going to do that with Cliff. We're going to do a song. We're going to do a cover of a song, but I'm going to do a special version of it. But I want to record the cool part, at least the bass with Tim first, and then I want you to just show up and be like, "This is the song we're doing. Here are the lyrics," and what is referred to as Clifficize the music, which is very expensive.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure.
Very expensive.
Only one guy can do it.
I found a third Cliff Beach.
Oh, jeez.
Because when I was trying to figure out the Facebook page thing, I went to Facebook / Cliff Beach. It's a whole nother Cliff Beach. It's a whole nother one. It's a whole nother one, people.
What are the chances?
Oh, something did call back.
I don't know why that was so funny to me. There's just.
Well, you have to make unnecessary talk to find out what's necessary.
Oh
what
man,
this show's
that was
about.
unnecessary.
Oh.
What the heck is? Well, no.
All right.
What are you doing with that stuff?
Now I'm going to assume, knowing nothing, but he looks like he's from like Eastern Russia or something, right?
Okay, yeah.
Can we start that video again? But notice how hard he wants to S his own D right there. Like he's looking at his reflection, really, really like liking what is being seen.
Yeah.
That person clearly has
Right, he
dysmorphia.
likes it.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Right,
They're not seeing it what it is. Like they just weird.
right there.
And I got to tell you spent all that money. Why don't you go ahead and get a decent haircut? Put a little product in there, right? You got
He had
25
gauges.
grand worth of cosmetic surgery.
But it doesn't even look good. Like it doesn't look solid. Like that bicep is gross.
Oh no! I don't think anyone was like, "This looks good."
Yeah.
You like how I have no muscle definition?
This looks like it was done like at the wrong place. Oh no.
But that seems like a guy who's gonna throw a punch at you, and then you kind of laugh a little bit, and you're like, "Okay, I guess we're gonna do this."
Yeah.
You know,
but there's no real power behind it.
I give you one. He's like, I'm strong. I
Maybe
didn't
that's
actually
what-
want to put my arms up to show you how little.
Maybe that's what Papa had done.
They just had him fill the.
Yeah,
Arms.
he was like, I just feel like people are not gonna take me seriously as a sailor in the Navy unless I have gigantic forearm. Because my woman is so skinny.
She was a beanpole.
Because I was like, why does he have no bicep though? Like his bicep is olive oil thin, and then his forearms are gigantic.
Well, because he didn't have a spinach. He needs his spinach. Spinach.
Why does he wait till he gets the shit kicked out of him all episode? It's like you cracked that spinach the whole time. You better start cracking the early
More
and tell people you're not one to
Big
f-
industry.
with. Exactly.
Big spinach industry screwing you over. This old man needs his butt whooped for this.
Why? Why?
Because
I think it was
he was in
blocking
his way. That's what
yeah,
he
it
said.
was
The
blocking
cops
his
was like, he shouldn't have been blocking the sidewalk for handicapped people. Seems like an overreaction. Seems like
But-
you're kind of creating another handicap.
At least,
like-
at least give him a heads up.
Or the two of them
I mean,
Yeah.
in a Geo
yeah,
Metro.
The
Well,
odd
something.
couple. Yeah.
you'll never guess who got. Do you? There are guys from the ROTC or the Army or the Navy that drive around parking lots looking for people to join. When I was young,
Oh, really?
it was not uncommon that if you go to a mall, guys would roll up and be like, "Hey, man, you're really built. You're like, you got a good look. Have you ever thought about joining the Army?" It's a thing, and that's the majority of people who sign up like that are actually sold from essentially Army salespeople to go out and recruit
Yeah.
people in. And of course, and then, they get money, and I'm sure it's not, they don't get money, but somehow money gets in the
I got a lot of
possession.
calls for them.
But
I
if you
remember
were to
that.
guess which one of my friends was in a parking lot at Fox Hills Mall in 1993 and went and was convinced by a man in what I would imagine are two Geo Metros welded together and went to go sign up for the Army.
Well, I'm guessing it's the one that likes nice cars or has expensive car.
Not late September. Not early September. Graphic. Yeah, can you believe that? So he went, and then I guess he went home, and his parents were like, "What are you doing? You can't." Because I think he was 17.
Oh,
or something,
dang.
Where he had to
Oh, he
get
got
his-
lucky.
Yeah, I think something like that. And
Yeah.
then apparently the guys were all mad at him. He's like, "What sort of man are you?" He's like,
Just
My mommy said no.
"It still happens." That's
Yeah.
great.
Hi, folks. I'm having some hot dogs for dinner tonight. If you wanted to know, that's what I'm having for dinner. I'm having hot dogs on a piece of bread. Okay?
Who wanted to know?
Hot dogs give me heartburn
Were
immediately.
those cooked? They didn't look that good.
They were not cooked. No.
The reason that here's what I'd like you to do, Tim Hall. Oh, we're running out of time. Okay, because we're cheap. Go back to that video, please. Find his name. I want you to go onto TikTok and put his name in, because I want to show that without looking, I'm sure he has like so many followers.
Yep.
At Fred Bryant 4. So can you Google him at TikTok?
He's got sympathy followers. People are like, oh, he's adorably odd.
He's got 11.1 thousand followers.
Oh my God.
I'm doing
'Cause-
something wrong.
Because he's consistent.
When you coming and you going, when you weeping and rejoicing is for you.
So I
Oh my
remember.
God.
I remember. I saved that for Cliff. We were at NAMM. Cliff performed at NAMM a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And the next band, they did like a 20-minute song. I'm like, why is this song so long? And he's like, it's a Jesus song. It's like a faith thing, right?
Yeah.
Apparently they're going forever. Could you imagine? Like someone should take a rock and hit her in the face. I mean, let's just be not that I'm inciting violence against women. It's about a person. So if you remove gender, hit them in the face with a rock.
What's going on with this? What's right. Oh, that's Stamos.
John Stamos. John Stamos is
He's jacked to the gills? Is that what you're saying?
Oh.
He's hopped up on that oikos.
I can feel my face when I'm with you.
I did see that. I did see
And
that.
I like it. Oh, man. But it explains why things get done, and it keeps a nice body shape. Like, you can tell that I don't have a coke problem. I like Artie Lang is like the only guy in history to gain weight while having a coke addiction.
Yeah. It's a little fountain. No muss, no fuss. Doesn't even have to work.
This is another episode of UnNecessary. Talk with Brian Sturges, and I am that Brian Sturges. At Cliff Beach Music, at Tiffany All Music, at Mr. Brian Sturges, Spoiler Choices TV, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Community standards. I saved the one, and now they're coming up all the time.
Oh, for sure.
But if could you pull it up again? Pull it up. Keep the music going.
It knows you want to see it.
Just dip it. This is clearly spring.
Is that Skim?
I don't know why this is the thing, but that's what we trended toward now.
Are you happy with that as a closing video, or do you want one more wild card from the bunch? Do you want to have a double ending, a double stop ending? Let's do it. Then you know what? Enough with the you're a pervert. Let's close out. Let's this better be this.
You think this will do it?
Hit it.
I think that'll do it. Before you play it, he looks suspiciously like the homosexual gentleman in which I became friends with that refers at the beginning of this. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, very close.
This is a strong cast. Let's hit it.
And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Day.
Solid of it, guys. Solid.
Dynamite.
By the way,